Hi, I'm Idaherma, and I'd like to welcome you to my studio. I do woodblock prints, and I'd like to show you some of the tools that I use. Uh, Most of these tools, in fact, all of these tools are made in Japan, and these are very beautiful tools, and sometimes they're very hard to sharpen, so that I sometimes will send them to Japan to sharpen them. And I just received a batch of tools from Japan, and these are beautiful. This is a gouge tool, and there are different types of tools. There's V-shape and other types of tools that I use, and these are really perfect right now. The ones that are on this side are the ones that are not as sharpened, but I use this. It's like a leather strap, and sometimes I put it's a little bit of paste on it, or powder, and just rub it with that. And then I just sharpen the tools myself. These are just to give it an edge, but if I really wanted to sharpen it, I would use this. It's a waterstone, and then you just rub it on the waterstone like that until it makes a really nice edge. This takes a lot of patience, and that sometimes I don't have the patience to do that. So the tools that are sharpened in Japan are perfect because they're very special kinds of steel. So I don't have the time to do that, and you really have to. It's a lifetime experience to sharpen tools, to learn how to do tools. So this is another piece that I did. I started, and it's of a plant. It's a beautiful plant. So I'm just going to cut a little bit out of this so you can see how I'm doing this. And I will start to say that always, you never cut like that. You always put your hands in back of the tool, and it protects you. And all the times that I've been cutting, I've never gotten hurt, because as long as you follow that simple rule of always putting your tool in front of you, you will never get hurt. And this is a special a wooden brace, and I can put my block here and it won't budge. It'll be really good. So this, I'm just going to cut out a small piece at the top of this. I can turn it upside down. It'll be good. And I'll use this little detailed tool to cut it. Just cut that. Just give it a little bit of an edge here. And I just want to finish the edge of this leaf. Well, these tools were just sharpened in Japan, so they're really fabulous, and I just couldn't wait to try it. So let's see how that looks. And they are wonderful. It is so much easier having sharpened tools, because when tools are dull, it just takes twice as long. And I have done woodblock prints. I've cut them, and if the tools are dull, it will take you so long to just cut this out. I'm just cutting out a background area, but it's really nice. And I just keep going. I'm just going to cut a little bit of this out for you, and you can see until you see the lower part of, I'm just cutting the surface of this wood, and then you can see behind it that wonderful color. It's like a light brown. I will say that I've done woodblock prints all my life. I love it. I feel like I'm natural with the wood. I've always felt that way, and I always do. It's just, some people like stone, some people like etching, but for me, wood is everything for me. I love it. So I'm just going to cut this out, and I can use another smaller tool. Sometimes we have different tools that do different jobs, so maybe just to round this out, this is the tool I'm using for that. Perfectly sharpened by a master in Japan. You can see how wonderful they have done this. And I wish I could sharpen it like that, but I'm very grateful that there are people that can do it like this. And this is so wonderful, the way that is coming out. So the greater the edge I have, the better it will be to print. When I print it, I want it to be as beautiful as possible. So you can see how nice that's coming out. It's perfect. Here we are. And it doesn't take much effort when the tools are... This was done with poor tools. But if you see, if I can just get that, cut it. I wanted that solid. So here we are. And just getting a nice solid area, because anything that is on this that has a bump will print. So I don't want that. I want it to be smooth as possible so that I can just print what I want to print and not print the background. So that's the secret in doing this, is just to print what the surface. It's a relief print. So we want to work on the surface and print that. And so we have to just try to get this nice and here, nice and smooth. Okay. And then I can use this brush to scrape it off. If you look at that, you'll see that there are some areas that need to be flattened. And so this is all hand work. I don't use a machine or anything. I really don't. I prefer just working with the hand tools, because to me that's part of the process. Everything that I do, I use is by hand, and it just I just control it. Okay. There we are. So I can try this wonderful tool just to get the details. It's a tiny little, it has a V shape in it, little V-shaped tool. And I just want to get this smooth. So the smoother it is, I made a mistake. This happens, and it's a little nick in it right here. So what I do with that case, sometimes if we make mistakes, we use a mistake and make it good. In this case, what I'll do is take this, it's a little knife, and just cut a sharp edge around it so that I can cut that out. And we won't see that. So then I'll just cut that. Oh, this is beautiful, the way that's cutting. There's nothing like sharp tools to make it great. And now you can't see that mistake because I erased it. I took it out. And there we go. So that's going to be really nice. When I print this, you'll see that leaf. It's of a plant. You can see the plant. It's in a vase. And I will probably do a few blocks for this, but this is the master block. So I think that maybe I won't do any more of this, but you just had an idea of what we're doing, because this takes a lot of work in cutting out this whole area. So I'm not going to be doing that right now, and I want to go over to my other table and show you how I print a piece. Okay?